an effective instrument for social justice and equitable development. Therefore, in order to ensure that no one is left behind, it is imperative that government allocates resources in a manner that promotes accountability and transparency. That's something that we are pushing for and will keep pushing and will not stop. There are voices that might try to silence us, but it's our duty to make sure that government is accountable, to make sure that every penny of tax money that is paid by Ugandan citizens is put to proper use. Honorable colleagues, at the heart of our responsibilities as elected representatives to hold the government accountable and ensure that the allocation and utilization of resources are in alignment with the genuine needs and aspirations of the citizenry. We've got to prioritize. Sometimes it looks like government has got its priorities the wrong side up in the way they allocate resources. We want to show them the priority areas that we need to focus on. That healthcare is important. That education is important. If we want to secure the future of Ugandans, we must begin with the young people today who are in school. Just look at the pennies that are allocated to UPE, and you see how there is no prioritization. How do you secure the future of young people who are studying under trees, who have one teacher teaching all subjects in a class? Young people who are writing on the floor, and we think we are securing their future. No, we are not. We are robbing their future. How do you tell young mothers who are giving birth on the floor in hospitals across the country, including here in the city center? See the congestion in hospitals. People go to hospital and there's no doctor to attend to them. Where the doctor is present, they don't have equipment to use. And you tell those people, those young mothers, that you're securing their future. No, you're not. We are robbing their future. And we must talk about these issues. We must bring them to the fore as a position and say, these must be taken care of. Government prides itself in focusing on infrastructure. Is that true? I don't think so. Of recent, we saw the outcry about the situation of roads here in Kampala, the heart of the country, the face of the country, which generates over 60% of our country's budget. And it is dead. It's not okay. And so we must speak out, we must give direction, and we must rally the people of Uganda to join this cause. This cause, ladies and gentlemen, is not just for us, the elected leaders. Of course, we must lead. And that's why the people of Uganda entrusted you and I to lead them, to speak for them, to be their voice. And as we do that, we should rally them to say, please join us in this cause. And I want to appreciate the people of Uganda because they are waking up and smelling the coffee. As I've told you, traders are demonstrating as we speak. Because they're saying, no, we must speak out. So that's important. As we speak, all the English we can on the floor of Parliament, and we shall speak that English. We must rally the people of Uganda to say, all of us should be able to speak out. Because no one is safe in a sinking boat. So it is our duty, all of us, as the people of Uganda, to see that we bring to an end this entire mess that we grapple with as a country. This duty goes beyond mere oversight. It is essential committing the principles of good governance and ensuring that every Ugandan benefits equitably from the wealth of our nation. Our duty to keep the government in check is not simply a matter of political rivalry. It is a fundamental aspect of our democratic system, ladies and gentlemen. It is through oversight our heard and represented. So budgetary deliberations, let us remain steadfast in our commitment to upholding the principles of good governance. Let us ensure that every shilling of public funds is utilized effectively and efficiently to address the pressing needs of our nation. And let us never forget just to our constituents, but to the collective well-being leaders. The people of Nakawa always sent me to Parliament, but I don't represent just the people of Nakawa West. The laws that we pass, the issues we deliberate on affect everybody, and it's important that we view ourselves that way, so that the people of Uganda see themselves in us, they hear their voice in our voices. Ladies and gentlemen, as we present our alternative budget to the nation, we reaffirm our commitment to fulfilling our oversight function on budget performance. We shall continue to hold the government accountable and ensure transparency in the allocation and utilization of resources, all in service of the people of Uganda. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the members of the Shadow Cabinet and the dedicated staff of the Office of the Leader of the Opposition for their tireless efforts in drafting this alternative budget. There are challenges, and we continue to grapple with challenges. The staff has shrunk, we have fewer people, but they are dedicated, and we'll keep moving because we have got work to do. The people of Uganda don't expect excuses from us. They expect us to deliver on our mandate. The expertise of this team, Shadow Cabinet, and the staff that we do have and their commitment have been indispensable in shaping our vision for a more just and resilient Uganda. I'd like to appreciate you all for making the time to be here today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for God and my country. As I do it, I'm going to invite my leader, Baran, to take note that have joined us today from civil society. Civil society plays a very critical role, and it's important that we all keep joining hands. As I have said, the struggle we are involved in to see a better country is for all of us. It is for leaders, it is for civil society, it is for ordinary folks out there, it is for the traders, it is for the ordinary people, everybody. And so we do appreciate you. I will be taking note of each one by name. Our Shadow Minister for Information at some point will take note of each one of them, but we do appreciate you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, do allow me to invite our Bobi. He's not only a leader, but he's an Bobi in this field. As we are walking down the stairs, he was reminiscing about his time in this field, especially during the Project Waterfall, talking a lot about that. He will not be with us entirely. In fact, I grabbed him from an engagement he was at, and so shortly after his remarks, he'll be going back to that engagement, but I'm glad he could make time. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Tabunani Sentano, you're welcome.
Mic check 1, 2. The Right Honourable Leader of our Parliamentary Front, Honourable Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me also add my voice to send heartfelt condolences to friends, families and comrades of Sarah Epelu, and I continue to pray that the Almighty rest her gentle soul in eternal peace. It is an honor today for me to share my thoughts with you this morning as we launch our alternative budget policies for the new financial year. The theme for today is a reflection of our vision for a new Uganda, a Uganda whose resources are exploited for the benefit of the citizens and not for the benefit of a select few individuals. A Uganda that protects and promotes dignity and basic freedoms and rights for every citizen. a Uganda that puts interests of the people, the citizens, at the forefront of public policy. The alternative budget priorities presented today recognize the plight of the ordinary Ugandan, whom the leaders derive their mandate from, and also pay of what we intend to do in order to make Uganda a country that works for every Ugandan. Ladies and gentlemen, Ugandans deserve better health care, they deserve better education, and they deserve better infrastructure in order for them to live their full potential and benefit and enjoy all their fundamental rights. Because education is essential for producing skilled workers, a workforce that will transform communities, it's therefore important that our children study subjects and courses that are relevant to their passion and natural abilities. We cannot achieve without changing, we can't achieve this without changing or in fact overhauling our entire education system and realigning our education institutions. Considering that 75% of Uganda's disease burden is preventable, then we must make our priority to invest in disease prevention rather than disease cure. This should be done in a skilled and professional health workers through a fair recruitment process and go ahead to remunerate them fairly and on time. We must think about our creative area. Think about our creatives, provide conditions that don't only protect their intellectual property, but also create conditions that help them to live to their full potential. About the creatives that will go on and on and on, but the rest, I guess, Dr. Hilderman and others who are creatives and within our leadership will elucidate on that. However, ladies and gentlemen, as attractive as all these alternative policies might be, it is actually impossible to achieve them if the leaders in charge of our national resources cannot rise above their petty selfishness. We must resist, we must reject, in fact, we must eject all forms of corruption in public administration. Otherwise, all this will be going to the west. Our sources will continue sinking down the long drain of personal greed at the expense of our collective well-being and at the lives of our people, our children, and our children's children. As a national unity platform, we shall continue to take decisive action in that regard. Many good proposals have been presented in terms of policy alternatives, in terms of laws, by ourselves and other leaders. But let us be honest, no matter how good our thoughts are, no matter how beautiful our proposals are, they shall never see the light of the day for as long as Dictator Museveni is still in charge of this country. That is my firm belief. Yes, we must continue telling Ugandans the truth as it is, instead of, misleading them with eloquent speeches. We must paint to them a picture of the problem and indeed go ahead and point at where the problem is. The man who has ruled our country for almost 40 years now is not just a political opponent to us, no. He is the embodiment of Uganda's problems. He's a living testament of corruption. He's the testament of oppression. He is the embodiment of the abuse of all democratic principles. In a nutshell, he is the roadblock, he is the stumbling block between Uganda and its progress. So let us face the reality and deal with the reality as it is. It's until you diagnose the problem that you'll be able. He and his cronies live in extreme luxury while our hospitals are sick and our schools are rotting away. Yes, we have alternative policies. Yes, we have brilliant minds here in Parliament, wonderful at economics, wonderful at debating and all that. But we shall debate, we shall propose, and we shall articulate issues. But let me be clear to you, once again, my brothers and sisters, that no matter how good our alternatives are, no matter how well-intentioned you, our MPs, are, it won't make any difference for as long as we don't have any power to implement those good ideas. We must get used to that fact and deal with that fact exactly the way it is. I mean, we can draft the most comprehensive budgets, we can allocate funds meticulously, we can strategize endlessly, but as long as Museveni remains at the helm, the efforts will all be like rearranging cups on a falling table. We must channel all our energy. We must channel all our passion and all our abilities and all our determination towards one mission: removing the dictator and reorganizing the country as a citizen of Uganda. That is the only way this is going to be possible. So I continue to encourage all of us here present and those watching us outside that we must do what we must do. You cannot take a step unless you unlock your feet. So for now, what we have as a great resource is our collective determination and collective will to have a free country, and after having that, then we shall go ahead to build a Uganda where all Ugandans are equal regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of where they come from, regardless of religion, tribe, or social class. We shall go ahead to build a Uganda where leaders lead with integrity, where leaders are true servants and citizens are the true masters of their destiny. So let us use this resource that we have to put an end to this dictatorship. Let us use this resource to change this country once and for all. I thank you for listening to me, for God and my country.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that very elaborate speech. We also thank the Leader of Opposition for his speech to us all. We believe we have taken in what we have been told. Now, allow me, honorable members, to invite Coach Bob to take us through a small session of, stretching so we can move forward. Thank you so much.
Can we stand up, please? Now it is our responsibility. Hands here. I am very short on Order, we are here. Just for instructions. I'll be counting one. But keep the smiles.
His Excellency Robert Chagrani Sentamu, the 10th President of the Republic of Uganda, has just addressed.
Okay, abatulaba ku Map Media TV. Abatulaba ku Map Media TV nsanyusa obalaba, abali ku YouTube n'abali ku Facebook. Mwebale nnyo okutwegattako. Essaawa zino tuli ku Parliament. President olutuuse atayingiddewo butereevu wano ku Parliament. Mujja kyenva ntera okubagamba nti musabire nnyo President tatuula ava ku nnyonyi ate ng'abadde alina okubeerawo. Office ya Leader of Opposition oba oludda oluteeka gavumenti ku nninga ku check ekulemberwa Joel Ssenyonyi ow'ekitiibwa eyanjula alternative budget yaayo eya 2024-2025. Budget eyo gavumenti eyinza obutagitunuulira naye ffe olwa gavumenti eno ebateeka mu check eno ye budget egenda okusomwa ffe bo aba National Unity Platform ab'oludda oluvuganya gye baalirabye nti esaanidde okukozesebwa okusinga okukozesa ssente nnyingi ku ezo sectors ezitalina makulu ababba obubbi ssente zino zigenda kusomwa ojja kuwulira nga Uganda yo nga yo 2024-2025 esoma budget ya miliyoni ya trillioni zinga ziizo kyokka nga ate eno egenda kusoma trillioni ntonoko naye nga buli sector erimu ssente zigimala okugeza ng'amalwaliro mwalabye ekiri mu malwaliro naddala eri e Masaka ewali wekitiibwa Mathias Mpuuga ebyuma bipya eby'okisigeni tebisobola kubeera n'amasannyalaze kubanga amasannyalaze gasasulwa miliyoni 2 buli mwezi baabisalako amasannyalaze kati abantu b'e Masaka balina kujja Kampala kubanga tebalina okisigeni naye ng'ebyuma bipya kyokka nga ssente z'omuwi w'omusolo ziriibwa naye ate kikwewuunyisa okumanya Katonda ono mulungi Joyce baagala yennyini yakulira akakiiko akanoonyereza ku ssente ezo bwe yagenze okunoonyereza ate kikwewuunyisa yagenze Masaka ewali munywanyi we wekitiibwa Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba Lwagamba so tukyali mu jogging wano ne tujja kuba tubaleetera tubayisizaamu mu bintu budget eyo egenda kusomwa bamu abagenda kugamba budget egenda kusomwa ki naye kino egase eki ekigambo alternative singa ffe tubadde mu buyinza singa National Unity Platform yebadde mu buyinza gundi eno yali badde ekola ki budget eno yali kozeseddwa era singa basobola gavumenti okugyeyazika eno ye budget eyali badde ekozesebwa amasomero ne gabaako budget emala amalwaliro gundi Ministry of Works na buli kintu kyonna so bwe tutyo bwe tugenda okuba nga tubaweereza wano live ku Parliament ne map kabwejumbira tujja kuba tubaweereza mpola tusobole batu akakwatamu ka network akakwatamu mujja tusaasiramukko network ya wano teba nnungi nnyo naye waliwo okujogingamukko wano ebintu byonna ebigenda okuba nga bivaayo tugenda kuba tubibawa kifaananyi temukifaako kiritaayitamu buli kintu kyonna tugenda kuba tukibawa mpola tugenda kuba tubawa buli kintu kyonna ekigenda okufaayo naye nga mukimanye nti president waali tuli ne president mu Parliament essaawa zino ate tuli nga mulaba awo tuli ne oyo Nambeshe mulaba tuli president wuuyo mulaba mu suit ate ne leader of opposition naye mulaba tugenda bategeeza wano office esaidi eno yewali office ya leader of opposition wano wali leader of opposition okay kansooke nveeko katono ku mic
Musa, hakulia. Wakomawe.
Okay, tugenda kufuna ekifaananyi katumale okufuna wano ekifaananyi mpola President kamala okufuna ekifaananyi wano ne abamu abambuuzizza nti Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba talabikako kituufu talabikako eyawukana ku mugendo efuuka kaasa wano ndabawo Nyeko Derek wali ndabawo Muwadda wano saidi wano ndabawo Honorable Nambeshe wali ndabawo Honorable Rutamaguzi n'aba member bangi nnyo bangi nnyo abaliwo so essaawa zino katumale okulaba ndakoko katono
President,
Webale kusooka nebaziza leader waffe watimu yaffe ya parliament Honorable Joe Ssenyonyi ne ttiimu yonna gy'akoze nayo okufulumya budget yaffe eno etali nnene nnyo naye ate ng'efokasinga ku bintu ebiyamba abantu ng'egoberera n'omulamwa oguusitula eddembe ly'abantu si kweyagala bweyagazi naye n'okuenjoyinga oba okunyumirwa oba okweyagalira mu bintu ebyo bibasaanira okweyagaliramu mu mateeka. Naye okusingira ddala obubaka bwange wakati mu kubeebaza olw'okuvaayo ne budget eno ennungi n'ebirowoozo ebirungi mbajjukiza abakulembeze baffe nti ebirowoozo ebirungi tujja nabyo bibadde nga bireetebwa naye ekizibu kye tulina ebirowoozo bikoma kuleetebwa. Ekizibu ekisinga ekya Uganda yenna kyemalira Yoweri Museveni nga ye sente z'eggwanga zonna azimalira mu kwekumira mu buyinza kugulirira abakulembeze bamwetoolodde na kunyigiriza abantu. So ekizibu kye tulina okusooka okugyawo yenna kyemalira Museveni then tubeere n'eddembe ebisaasanya sente za Uganda si mu kwejalabya naye mu kutereeza ebyo ebisaana okutaasa abantu ng'amasomero ng'amalwaliro n'ebirala bifaanana bwe bityo.
Kiki oyogera ku nsonga ezigenda mu maaso badde owulira mu paalamenti naddala ensonga za komishona wa mutuuseewo?
Well, saagala ensonga eno nene gireducinga ku muntu omu. Ensonga gye mbadde zikonyeeko ensonga y'enguzi ekutte ejjembe. Newankubadde omu ku ffe naye yasanga mu nsonga eyo naye abamukulira be basinga okulya enguzi okugeza sipiika waffe wano sipiika wa paliamenti ya Uganda ye Nakinku mu kulya enguzi. Era ekyo kyetaaga okwogerwako ensi n'ekimanya n'ensi nemukolinga out kubanga sente ezoonoonebwa paliamenti eno zisobola okukyusa obulamu bw'abantu bungi nnyo. So obuli bw'enguzi ye kansa ayonoonye Uganda kati kyafuuka institutional. Enguzi yafuuka ngeri ya kwekumira mu buyinza na ngeri ya kukakanya abavuganya gavumenti. So enguzi ng'ekulemberwa Anita Amongo sipiika wa wano nga mulimu si bokka ba NRM naye nga mulimu n'abaffe kizibu nnyo era nakyo tulina okirwanyisa ate tujja kirwanyisa. Ffe nga NUP tujja kukozesa ebikolwa si bigambo we tulina obuyinza wonna okulwanyisa enguzi naye twagala na buli kitongole kya gavumenti kikozesa obuyinza obwo okulwanyisa enguzi kuba enguzi yesizigiriza Uganda emabega.
Mu kaseera kano mu kibiina kyammwe mujjudde kanjite obutalotalo oba entalotalo tekikose nga mulina okutambulayo emirimu gyammwe ensonga y'obutalotalo mmwe bannamawulire mmwe abagiteekawo tewali lutalo lwonna okuleka ng'oŋŋamba nti okola ekituufu luba lutalo. Okola ekituufu we luba lutalo then tuli mu lutalo era tulina okubeera mu lutalo nga tulwanyisa enguzi nga tulwanyisa obulyake nga tulwanyisa obwannakyemalira luba lutalo. So si mu kibiina kyaffe nze ndowooza mu kibiina kyaffe twandibadde nga ekyokulabirako buli muntu kabeere nga sipiika wa paliamenti yalidde enguzi kabeere nga minisita n'akangavulwa nga bwe kirina okubeera. Ffe nga NUP tuba wa kyakulabirako tuli option era mu Uganda empya bwe tujja obikola nga tumaze okugoba nakyemalira.
Kibeyogera ku bigambo bya Honorable Mpuuga bye yagamba nti under siege.
Saagala nnyo kukendeeza kwogera kwange kukukakanya ate kussa ku bammemba bange benkulembera mu kibiina. Njagala nnyo njogere ku nsonga ezigasa eggwanga lyonna. Kati budget eno si ya NUP yokka wabula reflectinga ekifaananyi kya opposition yonna. So saagala ensonga za NUP ate nziyingize mu bibiina ebirala. Njagala njogere ku kintu ekigasa eggwanga lyonna si kibiina kyokka nga NUP. Webale nnyo
abalina endowooza nti wanegotiating okutaaba mu bawagizi ba
kyanaku nnyo okubeera mu nsi nga tulowooza nti bwabaawo obumenyi bw'amateeka olina kuteesa n'amenya amateeka. Bwabaawo obumenyi bw'amateeka nga waliwo evidence oba obujulizi obumulumika then amateeka gakole. Bwe mugamba nti omuntu bw'aba amenya etteeka bateesaganye naye then tugyewo amateeka bibeere byakuteesaganya. Baganda baffe abaasibwa mu makomera tebalina musango n'olw'ensonga eyo balina okuyimbulwa embagirawo awatali kakwakulizo kuba tebalina musango. Bwe baba balina omusango baleetebwe mu kooti bavunaanibwe omusango gubake muvi oba bagusinge bejjerere. So si kuteesaganya nabo. Eyo enkola yakiyeekera tetukkiriziganya nayo tukkiriziganya mu nfuga ey'amateeka era bwe tunatwala obuyinza y'enfuga gye tujja okutambulirako. It is unfortunate that we live in a country where the leadership thinks, or the rulership thinks, that when somebody commits a crime, you have to negotiate. If somebody commits a crime, then let the evidence be presented, let them be presented in a competent court, and let them be either convicted or acquitted. We are not going to negotiate our rights. We believe in the rule of law. If there is the rule of law in Uganda, let it work. If the courts function in Uganda, let them work. Our brothers and sisters who are in prison for the longest time, the political prisoners, are innocent, and we continue to demand their unconditional release. We are not going to negotiate, because if you ask us to negotiate, what do you want us to give in exchange for our freedom? Bobo yagala tuteesaganye n'omuntu ng'akutte baganda baffe nga tebalina musango, oyagala ffe tumuwe eki atuwe baganda baffe, kubanga kibamba sibira dembe lyabwe, ate eddembe lyabwe eryo si beetegefu ddiwaayo, ne bwe banaateebwa bajja kusigala nga bayanira eddembe lyabwe. So si lyakuteesaako, naye lyabwe bange kuba constitution erigarantinga.
How far have you gone with handling the issue of Commissioner Matthias?
Well, everything we do it in the open. We are a transparent political party. And what happened was in public. The information came from the public domain, and we dealt with it as our moral permit.
But the speaker responded. What's your take on the speaker's letter?
The speaker is a criminal herself. The speaker is a criminal, so we don't really have time to exchange with criminals. Thank you very much.
At this moment, internal conflicts has infiltrated your party. Won't this affect the potential alternative policies?
The so-called internal conflicts are a creation of the media. As you have seen, so many TVs have been on rampage, trying to create a non-existent impression that we have conflicts. No, they're not conflicts. The only conflict we have is with criminality, is with corruption, and we deal with corruption as people that know that corruption is a cancer that has bedeviled our country. Thank you.
Maybe lastly, Honorable Mpoga says you are under siege and doesn't know how to help you. What's your take on this statement?
Well, we major on majors and minor on minors. Thank you.
Kale mwebale nnyo ndowooza ebisinga mbiwulidde tetugenda kusukka president agiwunzise bulungi kuba oli nga bwandijaagadde biseera ebisinga yeewala nnyo okubeera mu ntalo naye bannamawulire bagezaako kiteekawo era awunzise nga bwe badde baagala abagambye talina budde bwogera ku muntu we major on majors and minors on minors. His Excellency the Republic of Uganda.
Yes, mwebale nnyo abatu ababadde naffe ku Map Media TV bwetutyo bwe tubadde we major on major and minor on minor. Obadde ku Map Media TV fenna nga mwenna bwe tubadde nammwe mwebale nnyo twekuumirako, mwebale nnyo subscribinga ku Map Media TV YouTube ne Facebook. Undi Map Kabwejumbira reporting live here on in Parliament. Reporting live wano ku Map Media TV ku Parliament. Mbagala nnyo mwebalire ddala nze omusajja wammwe atagooka atakogga atagejja atanyigirwa mu ttama nze kenyini namukadde tubadde ne president we major on majors and minor on minors. Ebyo bye bigambo bya president His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ebyo byayogedde olunaku olwaleero tujja kweyongera ffe tujja kuba tubawa buli kintu kyonna olunaku olwaleero gwe abatabadde naffe tubadde atabaddeewo abadde tannatwegattako tubadde ne pulezidenti wano ku Parliament. President oluvudde ku nnyonyi ate najja wano alternative budget ebadde esomebwa wano ku Parliament ab'oludda oluvuganya singa be babadde mu bukulembeze ki ekyali badde kikolebwa eki ekyali badde kikolebwa Parliament yali badde eyisambalirira etya eya ggwanga erigiyamba sectors zaali baddemu na ssente mmeka amasomero amalwaliro enguudo nabiki security bintu ki naye oddira ssente empitirivu nnyo n'ozisa ku security n'oddira ebyobulamu nga ne oxygen abantu tebakyasobola musasulira amalwaliro tegakyasobola musasulira masannyalaze mu malwaliro amalwaliro tegakyasobola okusasula ssente za oxygen ez'amasannyalaze mu malwaliro amasomero mugabalaba bwe tuba tutambudde mu gundi mu regions ez'enjawulo nga mu gundi mu northern mulaba tewaliiwo kintu kyonna kikolebwa ssente w'omusolo ebbibwa president abagambye nti Anita Amongi corruption ali corrupted so abagambye nti oyo ye mumenyi w'amateeka is a criminal ate ng'akyogedde ddala ku mulyango gwa parliament gwennyini abadde ku mulyango gwa parliament yennyini obadde ne Map Media TV ne Map Kabwejumbira akuume atakuumira mpeera tujja kwegwako olunaku olulala bye